want a bumper sticker?
So you guys are out here in front of a Books A Million, a strip mall. But Ron Paul's not even really campaigning in the state. Why are you guys putting this much effort into it?
Well, that's the thing. Ron Paul is spending our donations very wisely. Florida's a winner-take-all state, and the chances of him being first place are not that great, but his chances of him doing well, if we all get out here and be active, are very good. But even second place, even if you're 1 percentage point behind the first place, you get nothing as far as delegates, and it's a delegate game that he's playing. And so he's spending his money in smaller states, caucus states, where he can get a good turnout, where the delegates are proportional, because right now Florida's trying to be winner-take-all, even though that's not what they're supposed to do. And so he's spending his money wisely, and he doesn't have to spend that much money because he's got us.
Are you guys working at all with the campaign, or are you guys doing this all on your own?
Both. We're volunteering for the campaign. None of us are paid here.
But I mean, are you coordinating with the campaign at all? Or?
Yeah, we started this as a grassroots effort, and about a month ago I actually got in touch with the campaign to get the volunteer list from them, sign the non-disclosure agreements and everything. So I am officially a volunteer for the campaign, but we also have been doing this for months now as grassroots.
What's the reception been like? Obviously, Ron Paul's not going up on the air here. He's not putting ads on the radio or television. Not really running much of an operation at all. How are people saying to you, oh, Ron Paul's still campaigning here? Or what are people telling you?
Well, you know, it's funny because the reception has been great. I mean, we get a lot of honks. We get a lot of people that want to put bumper stickers on their car, yard signs in their yard. We've actually got a restaurant owner that took 3 of his billboards and turned them into Ron Paul billboards for this month. So, you know, there's been a lot of effort to use grassroots efforts that don't cost him anything. It costs us because we take time off from work and, you know, donate our time and our money to do this, but it's worth it. We feel like it's very valuable and it'll pay off in the long run.
Now, if you guys have gone to some of the debates, obviously, what's that been like?
You know, it's interesting. We actually, I've been to one of the debates, actually inside the debate. I went to the P5 debate in Orlando, the straw poll that put Kane up in the lead. And that was very interesting. It's kind of stuffy. We don't get to cheer nearly as much, and so this time when we went over to Jacksonville, we went to participate in the activities there, but didn't actually go into the debate because instead we went to a debate watching party that had about 400 supporters in a restaurant in Jacksonville.
Now tell me, when you guys are out here passing out flyers to cars driving by, how does that work? How do people respond to you guys? It's dangerous too, right? You run out in traffic.
Yeah. We chose this location because it is so easy to get into the traffic if people want information, if they want bumper stickers. It's a long light. It's fairly safe. We're very careful. It's kind of like playing Frogger.
And I know you guys had a spot up at a flea market earlier.
Yes. We actually have all day today. We rented a booth at the Tallahassee Flea Market on the south side of town to reach another demographic, because this is the north side of Tallahassee. And it was great. I actually had a guy come up to me and say that he received a flyer here in traffic about 3 weeks ago, read the flyer, liked what he heard. It was the super brochure. And now he's a big supporter and he wanted a bumper sticker, so it's paying off.
How does Paul have to, what is good for Paul here? What kind of a result does he need to be for his supporters, for like you to go, that's pretty good?
Well, you know, it would be nice to not come in 4th place. So if we can come in 3rd place, that would be awesome. Right now, I think he's only polling about 6 or 8%. So if he polls 10 or 12%, then that means that it was a success, considering he's spending almost no money here at all.
Yeah.
You know, so if he does better than expected, to us, that's a success, and it means that we actually did something. And every day we talk to supporters that say they changed their mind, or they were kind of tinkering between whether they should support Paul because they're not sure if he's electable. They keep hearing that in the news, and we keep telling them that if people actually just voted for the person that they think is best for this country, he would win.
Yeah. What about if Paul is not the nominee? What's your game plan then?
Well,
Gary Johnson?
We're actually, see, there's a lot of support. Personally, I would not have even gotten involved if it weren't for Ron Paul. I don't like politics in general. I've always paid attention, but always been pretty disgusted by the fact that most of them are pretty easily bought by lobbyists in Washington, and like some of them just kind of go along to get along with whatever the climate is. So I don't expect any of the others to actually veto big spending bills once they get into the White House, because we know Congress is going to send those bills to their desk. Ron Paul,
so would you even vote?
I would probably write Ron Paul in. And I know there's a lot of Republicans out there that will be very upset with me for that, but I don't vote for the lesser of two evils.
But what about the other races in Florida?
Oh, I'm definitely going to be getting involved in the other races in Florida.
Were you involved in 2008?
I was. I actually voted for Obama. I believed the campaign rhetoric, and his term as president has been very disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But you supported Ron Paul in the primary? In 2008?
No, I actually didn't know much about Ron Paul in the primary.
Okay.
I back, in 2008, I just kind of watched a little bit on the news. And
so how have you gone from Barack Obama supporter to Ron Paul supporter in 4 years?
I'll tell you, the thing that caught me was I heard that he was wanting to bring the troops home, that he thought that our foreign policy was dangerous.
Paul,
yes. Yeah. And, I supported Barack Obama because he said he was going to bring the troops home. He said he wanted to, get the Washington to be more honest. He wanted more transparency, but he's pretty much done the opposite. He's also assassinating U.S. citizens overseas without showing the rest of us any proof that they are indeed terrorists. They may be, but I haven't seen proof of it. So, I'm really disappointed with Barack Obama. Ron Paul's got 30 plus years to show that he means what he says. And I think he's the only candidate that for a fact what he's going to do.
Are there any Republicans left that are running that you find tolerable?
No, and the only reason why, their rhetoric sounds good, but their history shows something else. So I don't.
What about for vice president? Is there somebody on the bottom? Is there a certain person that could maybe, other than somebody from the Paul family, that could tip you to vote for a Republican at the top of the ticket?
I don't think so.
No?
No, because the only way the vice president plays a big part is if the president's not around, and I just don't see that happening.